Gentlemen, welcome. Another year. Our fourth year is in the books. Congratulations to Nicholas Drost on becoming a league winner. The ring is going to be ordered, my friend. And congratulations to Jake for coming in second place, but also winning most points for. Congratulations to you. Um, you know, before the championship, Drost texted in the group and was like, who would you guys like to see win? And I know Mike made a joke that was like, oh, it's kind of like lose-lose because um, it's Nick and Jake and the two loudest in the group. But, I think it's cool that we don't have a two-time winner yet. I think that aspect of the league is very cool. Just because there's four people all tied for one ring, and then there's six without a ring. Um, and I like that aspect of the league is that we've never had two winners or two of the same winner, and each year's a different year, and that's what fantasy is. Every year's a different year, and it brings new challenges. And there's some people that really prepare every year with doing mocks 3 to 5 times a week, to doing magazine research since May. I know I find myself in both categories, which stinks for me because it's the last 2 years I haven't been doing well. But I'm always eyes forward. And to be honest with you guys, I usually get pretty emotional at the end of every fantasy season because that's really when the group chat goes dark. It's the most lively during fantasy. And now that it's over, it stinks. I feel like we lose an aspect of that. And I know last year I was definitely checked out from our group chat, not even at the end of the season, but halfway through the season. But that, to sound like Ryan Howard from The Office when he was explaining to Kelly that he was in his mid-20s and really had a hard time processing 9/11. For me, I was in my early 20s having a hard time processing the pandemic, so I kind of just put fantasy on the back burner. But I am very excited for next year and to see where our league goes. To talk about the state of the league, a couple of things. We had a poker night last week, and not all of us, but some of us were there, and I was talking, and we mentioned how sometimes with our leagues bickering or not being able to agree on stuff, it's tough for me because I try to make it work for everyone. And we saw that with the draft this year where we had a Friday set and then it had to change to Sunday, and then there was a wedding and then I had to change it to a different time, and it was just back and forth. And some league members brought up that it would be good to have either two commissioners or have me just grow a bigger backbone. And I totally agree with that. And I think that going forward, having a better backbone and setting out clear and concise examples is what's needed. And I know the league year had just ended, so I just want to talk briefly about what we're going to do next year. And I think that come April or May, I think we should set a day in August for the draft. Gives us ample time to plan for events, plan for work, plan for the day off. And that's what we will have to do. And I will set it. In April, we'll begin the discussions, and we'll talk about how it will be decided. Or not how it will be decided, but when the date of the draft will be. And that day will be finalized. We'll begin the talks in April. That day will be finalized in May. And if come 2, 3, a week before that draft, if you guys come to me and say we can't make it, well, it was decided in May, and from May, June, July, and then August, that gives us 4 months. And that's all we really need. That's all we need to plan a day. You guys will be able to take time off, or, I mean, Frankie drafted at our wedding this year, so what's stopping you from doing that? So I just want to let you guys know that come May or come April is when I'll start talking to you guys about when the draft will be, and then we'll get that day settled and there will be no changing. Next, I would like to talk about how I offered a punishment for how I have yet to do it from when I lost in 2020. And I know you guys don't really care for the way or the punishment that I offered to do, but I think it is still I think it would be the best punishment for me. And I don't care about the finances. I know some of you guys were like, oh, it will be a $600 dinner. I don't care. Make it 7, make it 800. I don't care. I would just love for all of us. My ideal draft next year would be to draft on a Saturday around noon or 1, and then after we finish the draft, to go out for dinner on my bill and pay for it. I know some of you guys don't like that idea, but to set the precedent, I also need to do the draft. I know Borelli and Mike a couple months ago were like, honestly, the hot sauce at the draft should just be the staple of the punishment every year. And I don't know how you guys think about that, but I am just floating ideas out. But I would love to treat you all to a dinner on my dime where we're all together, and it would just be a very fun experience for me. After we draft, go out to dinner, get drinks, talk about the teams we drafted, and talk about how history in the past of the league. I think that would be really, really special. So that is what I'm floating out to you guys. Please don't worry about finances. Please just let me, if you all agree on that punishment, to do that. Now, let's go back. I'm all over the place, so I apologize. But let me go back now to not only congratulate Nick. This year there were a lot of injuries in the league. Nick, congratulations to you on winning. I remember draft night, it was me, Dupe, Mike, and Dan together, I believe. And I don't believe there was anyone else. I know Sean was there. And Sean, you watch these videos, so shout out to you for being there. But when you drafted Jamar Chase, we all made fun of you. And I mean, his 55 to 60 point game was just incredible Sunday, and to happen on Championship Sunday, it was nice to see. So shout out to you. Steal the draft, I would say right there. Steal the draft. Dupe is the loser of the league. He came in last. Obviously, he won't do a punishment until I have done mine. And if we choose on the dinner, for me to pay for you guys, obviously he doesn't have to do that the following year. But and I know we said this last year, there should be the punishment set up before the draft for what happens that year. And I just want to let you guys know that I love being your commissioner, and I really need to be better on my own on enforcing it and enforcing the rules. And so I know that coming up next year, as your corrupt commish, I will be better on setting an example, setting a precedent, and figuring out that something as severe as the punishment will be set in stone and will be done. Because it's not fair to Zach and Mike, who have done theirs. I haven't done mine, and it's not fair to ask Dupe to do a punishment without me doing mine. So I will take full responsibility, full blame, and I will get that done. And the last thing, last year, Jake, as the league winner, chose pull-ups as the way to figure out the draft order. And this is about to pain me, but now that Nick won, Nick, you get full choice of how we're going to determine the draft order this year. And let's say whatever you choose, I'm sure we'll have to make a video along with it. That is due by June 1st. No exceptions. So, June 1st. Thank you guys. Great 2021 year. I feel like this year was one of our better years, mainly because everyone was competitive. We had wacky strategies from Borelli. We had a repeat of the championship, but it was with a new winner, which like I said, is cool. And yeah, just really fun year, you guys. So thank you very much. And yeah, sure. I'm out.